Appear on the balcony, though, after stepping back from the royal family 2 years ago. Later in the evening, around 1,500 beacons will be lit across the UK in the capital cities of Commonwealth countries. The Queen is to lead the lighting of the principal Jubilee beacon in a special ceremony at Windsor Castle. Well, this is the official Platinum Jubilee portrait of the Queen. The Queen released a special message saying that many happy memories would be formed during the festivities. There's an obvious excitement in the Mall leading to the palace. Thousands have flocked outside the palace to take part in the events. Many in the
Accompanied by the Lord Mayor, she goes on a walkabout among her people.
Thank Her Majesty the Queen for gracing us with her presence here today.
Yeah, right, hang on, I'm going to change over to track one, sorry. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we're not near there, so we're a bit of a distance away from that. So yeah. Does everything look okay? Yeah. Nice though. You're down in the basement. I'm inside. Yeah. That's good. Great. Thank you. All right. Take care. Thanks a lot. Bye. Bye.
Well, let's get the latest now with our WION correspondent, Laura Isherwood, who can give us a taste of the atmosphere on the Mall. Laura, people have been lining the streets since the early hours, hoping to get a glimpse of the pageantry.
Yeah, absolutely. When we came down earlier this morning, it was already flooded with people along the Mall. Everybody there trying to just catch a little sighting of a member of the royal family. Of course, we've got the Trooping of the Colour. That's a military procession that's moved from Buckingham Palace down the Mall towards Horse Guards Parade. There was Prince Charles, Prince William on horseback. We've seen those in their military uniform there. Prince Charles inspecting those troops at Horse Guards Parade with around 1,500 members of the armed forces taking part, as well as many horses and also musicians as well. We've also seen the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate, in a horse-drawn carriage alongside Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall. She, of course, will become Queen Consort when Prince Charles, her husband, does eventually ascend to the throne. They were drawn in that carriage by horses themselves down to see their husbands take part in that parade. Over the next half an hour or so, we're hoping to see Her Majesty the Queen on the balcony of Buckingham Palace. The standard has been raised. That's the flag that flies above Buckingham Palace when Her Majesty is indeed in that building. So everybody will be keeping a close eye there to get their glimpse. This, of course, a momentous day for her. 70 years on the throne, the longest reigning monarch in British history.
And Laura, this is the start of 4 days of events and celebrations. What else is planned for the weekend ahead?
Yeah, 4 days, 2 extra bank holidays that have been plugged into a weekend here, so plenty of people in the United Kingdom really celebrating this elongated period of time that they will have off from work to spend with their friends and family. Tomorrow there's going to be a Thanksgiving service that takes place at St Paul's Cathedral. Her Majesty the Queen going there. Also Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, expected to attend, so plenty of people will be hoping to catch a glimpse of them. We haven't seen them on the Mall so far. Understand that they are in a building somewhere looking from a window, not within those crowds. And then later on in the weekend there's going to be pageants, a huge party, a concert outside Buckingham Palace, and people across the United Kingdom are being encouraged to get out onto their streets and have street parties with their neighbours. Really celebrate this point in British history.
Laura, just going back to Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, they're expected to join the events, having flown in from America. So really a big weekend for them and their children too.
Absolutely, and of course they're bringing with them their children, Lilibet and Archie. It's actually Lilibet's birthday this weekend, so an exciting time for that family to come back to the United Kingdom, not just for them, but of course to introduce Lilibet to the Queen. That of course was the Queen's nickname, Lilibet. That was what her husband, Prince Philip, called her, and so that child has been named after her in her honour. But there has been a lot of speculation about whether or not this couple was going to come here to join these celebrations. Obviously, since they decided to step back from the front line of royal duty, there's been a lot of questions over what their role may be. They are not joining the Queen on the balcony of Buckingham Palace today, but they will be attending those events throughout the weekend. So we can expect plenty of people to try and to get photos of them, also some cameras as well, that video that they are indeed here joining in. And it is a big weekend for them, but also the royal family as well, as they all come together to mark this point.
Thanks so much, Laura. Laura Isherwood there reporting from London. Next today, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard verdict is out. The jury found both liable for defamation and awarded damages. Now, reports say that Heard is planning an appeal over allegations of domestic abuse.
Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes.
A Virginia jury ruled that Amber Heard defamed her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, a verdict that caps a dramatic, widely watched 6-week trial detailing the former Hollywood couple's chaotic relationship.
Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes.
The jury awarded Depp $15 million in damages from Heard after the Pirates of the Caribbean star had sued her for $50 million. Depp, who was not in the courtroom Wednesday, had argued his ex-wife defamed him when she called herself, quote, a public figure representing domestic abuse in a 2018 newspaper opinion piece. In a Wednesday statement, Depp said, quote, the jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled. His lawyer, Camille Vasquez, spoke to reporters outside the courtroom.
Today's verdict confirms what we have said from the beginning, that the claims against Johnny Depp are defamatory and unsupported by any evidence.
But the jury also ruled in favor of Heard in some aspects of her countersuit against Depp, awarding her $2 million in damages.
Was made with actual malice. Answer, yes.
She claimed Depp smeared her when his lawyer called her accusations a hoax. During the trial, Depp denied hitting Heard.
Nor have I ever struck any woman in my life.
He and his lawyers argued Heard was the perpetrator.
Miss Heard, in her frustration and in her rage and her anger, she would strike out.
Throughout the case, jurors listened to recordings and stories of the couple's fights.
Slapped me across the face. He just kicked me in the back.
Heard's attorneys argued that she had told the truth and that her comments published in 2018 were covered as free speech under the First Amendment, but the jury decided otherwise. In a statement, Heard said, quote, the disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback.
Next today, the Chief Operating Officer of Meta, Sheryl Sandberg, has decided to step down after 14 years. She is the second in command to founder Mark Zuckerberg.
And this gives us a very good foundation.
After 14 years, Sheryl Sandberg is leaving her post as Chief Operating Officer at Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook, she announced Wednesday. Sandberg, whose close relationship with Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg powered the growth of the world's biggest social network, is one of the most visible executives at Meta, and has long been a staunch defender of the company's often criticized business model. In a lengthy Facebook post, Sandberg wrote, quote, when I took this job in 2008, I hoped I would be in this role for 5 years. 14 years later, it is time for me to write the next chapter of my life. Chief Growth Officer Javier Olivan will take over as Chief Operating Officer, Zuckerberg said in a separate post, although he added that he did not plan to replace Sandberg's role directly within the company's existing structure. Olivan has worked at Meta for more than a decade and has led teams handling Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. Sandberg said she was not sure what the future holds for her, but that she plans to focus on her foundation and philanthropic work. She will continue to serve on Meta's board after leaving the company in the fall. From her high-profile position, Sandberg also authored several books, including the 2013 feminist manifesto, Lean In, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead. Meta shares fell on the news of her departure.
Elon Musk has asked all the Tesla workers to return back to offices. The CEO has written to his employees stating that working from home is no longer an option, and all of them have to work a minimum of 40 hours per week.
CEO Elon Musk has put his foot down at Tesla, demanding that employees return to the office or leave the company. That's according to an email sent to staff that was seen by Reuters and confirmed by 2 sources at Tesla. One of Musk's followers on Twitter posted another email that the billionaire apparently sent to executives, saying, quote, anyone who wishes to do remote work must be in the office for a minimum, and I mean a minimum, of 40 hours per week or depart Tesla. The email also said Musk would, quote, review and approve any cases where employees could not meet the minimum. Tesla did not respond to a request for comment, and Musk himself could not be reached for comment, but he did respond to the tweet that included the internal email, saying, quote, they should pretend to work somewhere else. Tesla joins a wave of companies mandating a return to office for employees. While some big employers have embraced voluntary work from home policies permanently, Others, including Google, are betting that it is best to push in-person interactions among colleagues. Musk's work from the office push could set him on a collision course with management at Twitter, the company he has agreed to take private in a $44 billion deal. Back in March, Twitter said offices would be reopening, but employees could still work from home if they wanted to, with CEO Parag Agrawal tweeting, quote, "Wherever you feel most productive and creative is where you will work, and that includes working from home full-time forever."
Well, some sports news now, and the men's Ukrainian football team has made history at Glasgow's Hampton Park by defeating Scotland 3-1. Now, the country is just one win away from qualifying for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. A number of players were called for compulsory military service following the Russian invasion. And in a show of support for Ukraine, Scottish fans united with Ukrainian supporters, even singing the Ukrainian national anthem. A number of Ukrainian players had not played a competitive fixture since December, but they kept their emotions in check and gave a performance that kept Scotland at bay. Former West Ham United player Andrei Yarmolenko gave Ukraine the lead in the 33rd minute. Then Benfica's Roman Yaremchuk doubled that lead 4 minutes into the second period. Callum McGregor restored Scotland's hopes with a 79th minute goal after a goalkeeping error. Scotland pushed on with 5 minutes of injury time added on, but it was Dnipro forward Artem Dobik who scored with the last kick of the game to send his side through. They take on Wales on Sunday, and Scotland's wait for a return to the World Cup stage will now extend to 26 years.
Що я хочу сказати їм. Ми сьогодні грали для них.
We played for them. We played for those who fight in trenches, who fight with their last drop of blood. We also played for Ukrainians, for people back at home who suffer every day. Yes, we took a baby step towards our great aim. Still, we have a Wales game in front of us. We will do everything in Wales that people expect us to do. And we will be making Ukrainians proud to be Ukrainians, very much like my team and myself. We are extremely proud Ukrainians.
Shifting the focus to Chile now, the country is home to diverse ecosystems. While mines are the backbone of Chile's economy, their toxic byproducts pose a serious threat to the environment.
In the towns of Peña Blanca and Petorca in Chile, locals fear that a massive mining waste dump could endanger the safety of their communities. According to a 2018 report by Chile's National Mining and Geology Service, there are at least 740 mining waste sites across the country. Chile is one of the largest global producers of copper and lithium.
Generally, copper and gold have other minerals associated to them, metals which are toxic for our health, such as arsenic. In this case, there is a huge buildup of this toxic chemical element exposed to the river and to the air. When it rains or when there is an earthquake, this material is highly susceptible to pollute the water because it's free and it's loose. If heavy rain falls, drops cause erosion and drag the liquid straight into the river.
Chile is a country that has many active volcanoes. It's prone to earthquakes and tsunamis because it is situated on the intersection of 3 tectonic plates. The country is vulnerable to frequent volcanic eruptions, floods, avalanches, forest fires. Chile has also entered its 13th year of a record-breaking drought.
We are in a nationwide mega drought, but we are no longer sure if we want it to rain because if it does, it will be a time bomb. The depreciation of our lands, who would want to buy if we were ever willing to sell our lands? Who would want to come live less than 800 meters away from a wasteland with a slope that points towards our houses? I think no one would. That is what we are fighting for. It's like David against Goliath, but we are here and we'll keep at it until we are heard.
While mines are the backbone of Chile's economy, their toxic byproducts accumulate in rivers, mountain areas and reservoirs, causing major problems for residents. To tackle this, Chile needs to implement sustainable mining practices and hold mining companies responsible for the harm they cause to the environment. Bureau Report WION, World is One.
And finally, British rock band The Rolling Stones has turned 60 and they have marked their anniversary with a European tour in Madrid. We'll leave you with the visuals for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon right here on WION World is One.
¡Los Stones! ¡Los Stones! ¡Vamos, los Stones! ¡Arriba!
You can't always get what you want, honey. But if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need.
We said that in 2012 on their 50th. On their 50th in 2012, we said this might be the last time we've seen them. We've seen them around Europe many times since then, and in England.
Somebody asked me if this was the Stones farewell tour. I can tell you categorically that the Rolling Stones will never find yourselves, this was the farewell tour. It's never sold as a farewell tour. This is simply a rock band whose job it is to play music, make music, and for them I think it's not I think everybody in the world is asking, is this the end of the Rolling Stones every time they go on tour again, and the only people who don't question it is the Rolling Stones themselves.
Many other.
This is right, Arab.